Sonic's Green Hills Adventures Season 1 Chapter 20. Where are you, Sonic? Marina's point of view.
We finally arrived in Washington, D.C.
Okay, since it's so late, we'll go to a hotel for the night and start the search for Sonic in the morning.
Tom said as we left the gate.
Great idea, Tom. Let's hurry because we all are about to collapse.
Jessica said playfully as she started to yawn. Well, really, Jessica, you were tired up and sitting in a plane for 5 hours and 15 minutes straight, I asked teasingly in disbelief. Then we all laughed as we made our way to the nearest hotel. Hey guys, I know this is kind of a crazy idea, but do you think it's worth the try to call Sonic's phone? I mean, let him know that we're coming and he might be able to tell us where he is exactly. Yes, I know there's a risk that they took his phone away, he doesn't pick up, or they catch him calling us and destroy the phone. However, it's the best shot we got to finding him faster. I was trying to reassure them that I know what I was thinking of was the best bet.
Yeah, the risk, but let's do it.
Tom said in agreement.
Shadow's point of view.
I was sleeping somewhat peacefully when I woke to hear Sonic being restless in his cell.
No, don't take me away. No long claw.
Sonic screamed in his sleep as he tossed and turned. Sonic, wake up, it's just a nightmare. I said, trying to wake him up. However, doing it from my cell, which was across the hall from him, was not very effective, obviously. So I quickly looked around to make sure no one was watching, and then I used Chaos Control to teleport me into Sonic's cell. I was about to try and wake him again, when I witnessed something that would haunt me for a very long time.
Mummy, Daddy, don't let them hurt me.
Sonic held in horror. What haunted me about it was seeing him so vulnerable, especially after seeing how optimistic and enthusiastic he usually is from what I witnessed before he passed out from exhaustion earlier. So I ran over to him, shaking him a little violently to wake him up more effectively. Sonic, it's okay. It's just a nightmare. Wake up and it will go away, I said as I continued to try to wake him. Finally, after several minutes, he woke up sobbing hysterically into my chest as he hugged me desperately. I even noticed that his clothes were glowing electric blue. I've never seen anything like it. Immediately my instincts took over and I hugged him back tightly, rocking him back and forth. Hey, it's okay, Sonic, I'm here for you, it's over now. I echoed Sonic as I did this. I even started rubbing circles on his back to help calm him down more.
Thank you, Shadow.
Sonic said right before he passed out again. I was starting to worry about him, since this is the second time he passed out today. Maybe it was a side effect of that serum that guard injected him with. After all, it was experimental. For some reason I felt curious. I heard that scratching someone behind the ears soothes them abundantly more than anything else, so I did just that to Sonic. And it turned out I was right, because then I could hear him purring softly. I still couldn't understand how someone could have the gall to hurt such an innocent guy like him like this. It's absolutely disgusting. Once I was sure he was back to sleep, I was ready to chaos control myself back to my own cell before anyone could notice I left it in the first place. However, I heard a phone ringing, so I twitched my ears in the direction of it. It was coming from Sonic. Sonic was definitely the clever one. He was able to hide his phone from the guards. Apparently I seemed to have soothed him too well, cause he was not responding to it. So I decided to answer it for him, because I wanted him to get some sleep tonight. Then I grabbed his phone carefully and teleported back to my own cell so the phone conversation wouldn't disturb his peaceful sleep. Hello, who is this? I asked cautiously.
I'm a friend of Sonic's. My name is Marina Melody. Oh wait, who are you and why isn't Sonic answering his phone?
Marina told me with a hint of suspicion. It's alright, I'm a new friend of his. I'm a prisoner here too. And the reason he's not answering is because he is sleeping, and before just now it was very restless. And I wanted to allow him to get some sort of sleep tonight because he was absolutely exhausted from all the distress. So whatever you need to tell him, you can tell me, and I'll deliver it to him, I told Marina reassuringly and sincerely.
Okay, thank you. Well, I just called to see if we could figure out where it took to New York, because we're already in Washington, D.C., so do you have any idea?
Marina asked me, which relieved me because now Sonic was going to get out of here and I would be going with him. Absolutely. We're at gun headquarters, but I must warn you the security is very tight in this place. It's one of the hardest places to get into besides the White House and the Pentagon. I replied and not sugarcoating it because I needed them to.
Oh, thank you so much. Mind telling me your name before I go?
Marina asked full of gratitude. My name is Shadow. I told her playfully, wanting to keep the fact that I wasn't human a surprise. Despite what many people think, I have a sense of humor, and I like to have fun in my own way, and I for one couldn't wait to see the look on Marina's face when she first sees me, let alone the others coming to help us. Then I teleported to Sonic's cell one more time to return his phone to him. Then I fell back asleep in my cell with a smile on my face, knowing we were getting out of here.
Marina's point of view.
I finally hung up the phone and turned to see everyone looking at me expectantly.
Well, how did it go?
Tom asked me frantically. Well, it wasn't Sonic who answered his phone, however. It was another prisoner who Sonic has befriended. You see, Sonic was having a restless night, but thanks to him, Sonic was able to go back to sleep. This person's name is Shadow, and he picked up the phone for Sonic so he could get some rest. Anyway, he told me where they were. Gun headquarters. Also, he promises to tell Sonic about the phone call, so he will know we're coming there more than ever. However, there's one problem. The security is very tight there, so it's going to be around the same level of difficulty as the White House or the Pentagon. I told them very thoroughly so they understood what we were getting into completely.
That's great, but I never heard of that place before. I go to do research in the morning.
Tom said in reaction, and we all nodded in agreement and went to sleep. The next morning we got right to work on researching the facility. Surprisingly, it wasn't too hard to do.
It's like a military base and a prize in Mixton to one. Let's find out how people get it now.
Drew said as he began to type into the computer for that specific answer.
Look, I found something.
Drew said as he pointed to the screen.
It looks like I have the authority to get us in without a problem, which means we'll be able to talk to the person in charge instantly.
Tom said happily.
All right, let me just look up the coordinates and we'll be on our way.
Drew said as he was looking them up.
That's if the coordinates are even on the site.
Tom added nervously.
I found them. Oh boy, they're on the outskirts of the city, hidden in the woods.
Drew said in frustration.
Don't worry, Joy, we can find it. It's just going to be a pain to travel all the way to that forest. I mean, this is Washington, D.C. After all, traffic is a nightmare here.
Jessica said in annoyance about the traffic. Well, then we better start moving, I said, full of determination, and we left the hotel to find Sonic.
Sonic's point of view.
After finally getting some rest for a good amount of hours, I finally woke up feeling surprisingly refreshed.
Good morning, Sonic.
I heard Shadow say and turned to look into his cell. Morning, Shadow, and thanks again for helping me get back to sleep last night. I said happily.
No problem, Sonic. Although I do have one question. When you were crying into my chest, I noticed your cools were glowing electric blue. What was that? Because I've never seen anything like it.
Shadow asked in total fascination. Oh, it's the physical manifestation of that power I told you about earlier today. The one that caused the blackout and is activated by my intense negative emotional state. I replied sheepishly.
Well, then it's even cooler looking than how you described it. Also, I have good news for us, Sonic. Your friend Marina called last night, but since you were in such a deep sleep to the point you didn't notice. So I answered it for you, and now they know where we are. They're already in Washington, D.C. So we are getting out of here. The only thing left to worry about is how they're going to exactly do that once they arrive at the building.
Shadow explained to me enthusiastically. Really, it's official. They're actually coming to get us. I'm feeling pleasantly shocked.
Yep, however, let's not celebrate yet. The security of this place is extremely tight. It will not be even close to easy for them.
Shadow told me with dead seriousness. I'm afraid to say this, but I still can feel my legs. Now if only I had my speed back, this come back home to Green Hills plan would be a lot easier. I said, for it still shocked me to my core that the people of this facility was able to do that to me. Before yesterday, I thought it was literally impossible to do so.
Don't worry, Sonic. Didn't you say Maddie was a vet? Then she'll definitely be able to help you once we're out of here.
Shadow told me reassuringly. I hope you're right, Shadow, because I can't imagine life without it.